Good morning, students. Students, we are doing transportation in living things. And in this chapter, we discussed about the transportation in plants. And now I'm going to explain today is transportation in animals. As you know that in higher animals like human being, there is a system that is circulatory system for transportation of different substances like digested food, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and excretory waste. There is a complete system for transporting these substances in the human body, and that system is known as circulatory system. Now, the circulatory system in higher animals consists of it has heart, blood vessels, and blood. Now we will discuss about the structure and function of this system. The first part, the first organ of this system is heart. The heart is a hollow muscle in the middle left of the chest. It is situated in the middle left of the chest, and the function of heart is to pump blood to different parts of the body. A muscular wall is present there, which is known as septum, which divides the heart lengthwise into its left and right side. That means septum, which is a muscular wall, it divides the heart lengthwise into left and right sides. A valve is also there which divides each side into two chambers, an upper atrium and a lower ventricle. That means the heart has four chambers, upper two which are known as atriums and lower two which are known as ventricles. Atrium is also known as auricles. When the heart muscle contract, they squeeze the blood through the atria and then through the ventricles. Oxygenated blood from the lungs flows into the left atrium and then to all parts of the body. Deoxygenated blood returning from the body flows into the right atrium and then to lungs for oxygenation. That means, as I said, the upper two chambers of the heart is known as atrium. That means the two chambers, left atrium and right atrium, and lower two chambers are known as ventricles. When heart muscles contract, there is contraction in the heart muscle. They squeeze the blood, and that blood through the atria and then through the ventricles. Oxygenated blood, that means oxygen rich blood from the lungs flows into the left atrium and from there to all parts of the body with the help of vessels. Deoxygenated blood, which is returning from the body parts, flows into the right atrium and then it transports to lungs for oxygenation. This is the complete structure and function of heart. Now the next organ is the blood vessels. Blood vessels are an intricate network of tubes. Blood vessels are network of tubes that transport blood to the entire body. Blood moves to all parts of the body through these blood vessels. Blood vessels are of three types: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries carry oxygen rich blood from the heart to all other parts of the body. As blood flows through the arteries at a high pressure, they have thick elastic walls. That means the walls of arteries are thick because the blood which flows through it is flowing at a high pressure. The arteries branch out into smaller tubes known as capillaries when they enter the different organs of the body. The arteries branch out into smaller tubes, which is known as capillaries, and when the arteries enters the different organs of the body, then it branch out into smaller tubes known as capillaries. These capillaries come together and form the veins. This is another type of blood vessel. The blood enters an organ through the arteries, gets distributed, collects various substances from that organ, and then moves out of it through the veins. Once again, students, the capillaries come together and form veins. This is another type of blood vessels. The blood enters an organ through the arteries, then it gets distributed, then collected various substances from that organ, and then moves out of it, that means out of that organ, through the veins. Veins carry the oxygen deficient and carbon dioxide rich blood back to the heart. Veins have thinner walls than the arteries as the blood flows through them at a lower pressure. Veins have valves that stop the backflow of blood, hence blood flows in one direction only, that is towards the heart. Next is the blood. Blood is a fluid medium that helps in transport of different materials throughout the body. It is made up of two components. The first one is the cell component, that includes the RBC, red blood cells, WBC, white blood cells, and blood platelets. And the second component is the liquid component, which is known as the blood plasma. Now, let us discuss these components one by one. The first one is RBCs, red blood cells. Red blood cells containing the protein molecules, which is known as hemoglobin. All of you know that hemoglobin transports oxygen to different parts of the body and is therefore known as the respiratory carrier. Blood is red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin in it. Second is WBC, white blood cells. These are the defense forces of the body. White blood cells destroy harmful bacteria and dead cells. They protect our body against infections. Then platelets. Platelets help in clotting of blood. They are there to prevent excessive loss of blood if any part of the body gets injured. And the liquid component, that is blood plasma. It is a straw colored liquid component of blood that normally holds the blood cells. It makes up about 55% of the body's total blood volume. Now, what are the functions of the blood? The main functions of the blood are: blood helps to distribute the digested food to all parts of the body. The digested food, which is absorbed in our small intestine, get distributed to all parts of the body through blood. Circulation of blood also helps to maintain the body temperature. Blood cells, especially the WBCs, help fight infections. Clotting of blood is needed to prevent any excessive bleeding. Blood platelets help in clotting of blood. Blood transports oxygen from the lungs to the tissues. Blood also transports carbon dioxide from the tissues to the lungs. These are the functions of blood. One more thing I want to explain, that is heartbeat and pulse rate. The heartbeat as long as one stays alive. A heartbeat consists of a contraction and relaxation of its muscles. The contraction of the heart muscles is called systole, and the relaxation of the heart muscles is known as diastole. The rhythmic contraction of the heart and its main arteries is felt as regular jerks and is referred to as the pulse. The pulse rate is the same as the rate of the heartbeat. So this is the circulatory system. All parts of it, we discuss about all the parts of circulatory system like heart, vessels, blood, its functions. We will discuss excretion in animals in next class. So that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.